Hey, kia ora. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast. I'm Helen Brums, your host, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Welcome to day number 1685. And as you can see, we have the fabulous Nicole back with us. And we're going to look at getting healthy. But this one we're going to do it in a different way. We're doing a part 2 from last month, which is we're going to detox the kitchen. We're going to, remember we talked about last month about detoxification of our lives and things in the home. Now we're narrowing in on the kitchen. Nicole, welcome to the show.
Hello, Helen. Thanks for having me. I always love being here.
I always love having you on.
It's fun. As you guys can see, you actually have my kitchen behind me tonight because I figure if I'm going to show you how to detox your kitchen, you should probably see mine.
I just tell you, her kitchen is amazing, and she has this really, really cool walk-in pantry, which is all organized. It's got drawers and shelves and stations in there. It is amazing. It's my dream pantry.
It is a dream pantry. I'm so fortunate to have that pantry. So I love it.
So last month we talked about detoxifying our lives with people in it, as well as some of the cleaning products in the house and how we can change out some things. And you don't have to go in and do I got to get this done and go do a full sweep. You can do a little bit here, a little bit there. And I'm really excited about tonight because one of the things I wanted to do in my pantry is I want to get it organized, but I want to make sure that the containers get stuff that comes in bags, like your flour and your sugar and all that sort of stuff. But I want to get it out of the bags and into containers. And so I was like, plastic's not going to work.
And that's funny because I didn't bring any of my storage containers out, but I did bring some things that,
That are similar.
I'm going to show you some things that can work for cooking, and then we can talk about pantry storage as well. How does that sound?
That sounds awesome. And so when I said to Nicole, she said, did we decide on a topic? I said, well, we could do a detoxification part 2 and look at how to store food safely and how to cook it safely. Well, utensils to cook it safely and that sort of stuff as well. So that's I'm going to hand it over to you, Nicole. Let's go. What do we got?
Our ideas are endless. All right. So let's talk about things in your kitchen that aren't healthy for us. And I need to turn down my stove. I'm multitasking, you guys. I am cooking dinner and I am podcasting at the same time tonight. So I am multitasking.
And it smells great. I know. I'm just imagining how good it smells because I know.
I really wish you all had
smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision, because I'm actually making a healthy version of chicken tikka masala, which is an Indian dish. And it just, with all the herbs, it just smells fantastic. So, but with that being said, I don't know if you can see my pots and pans over there. Let's talk about some of those kitchen utensils that we use in the kitchen that maybe aren't good for us. So the first thing is plastic. You guys, no matter what you say, you cannot convince me that plastic is good for us at all. So I have seen too much blood work, too many other mycotoxin tests where you can actually see the BPAs that actually will show up in a mycotoxin test. And so they do show up in urine and they do show up in blood work. And those toxins really, truly affect us. So nothing is worse than when I see somebody. I had a friend yesterday who posted on Facebook. She literally heated up whatever she had from a to-go container in the microwave. And the whole container melted. And she's like, I shouldn't have put this container in the microwave. Good thing I was able to save my lunch out of it.
Yeah, no.
And she still ate the lunch out of that plastic melted container. And everything in me was like, no, stop. Don't do that. I don't want you to die. No, I just don't want you to be ill. And so oftentimes people will say to me, well, how do I prevent some of that? So the first thing is, and I'm going to honestly tell you guys, I sold Tupperware for 10 years and it wasn't a hobby. It was a career for me. I literally drove a free Tupperware van for 10 years. I sold Tupperware and I built Tupperware teams for other people to sell Tupperware. I don't own plastic. The only thing plastic in my kitchen is this lid. Like everything in my kitchen has now turned to glass. So I know glass might break if your kids throw it on the ground or whatever, but it's also not going to put toxins into our system. Even if it says it's BPA free and this and that free, I've just seen too much toxicity. So this is one of the first things that I always recommend is people just to buy a 3 or 4 bowl set of glass bowls. These are the most versatile things ever. You can use them for just about everything when it comes to cooking, mixing, baking, rinsing things out. Like I literally will line 2 or 3 of these up. I'll put my berries in there, add some vinegar, add a little bit of baking soda, let them soak, then rinse them out in a colander, and then you have fresh, clean berries to get the toxins off of your berries. And so
vinegar and baking soda, you said, right?
Little bit of apple cider vinegar and some, or you could use white vinegar.
Doesn't it go?
It just gets a little foamy, just a little foamy. But it definitely gets the pesticides off. But you guys, these are my friend. I'll be honest, I have 3 sets of these. And so I use bowls for everything, and you can't go wrong with a clear serving bowl as well. So you can easily on your table serve your veggies in here or gravy or whatever else you're putting on the table. So glass bowls are a definite must. Ditch the plastic cups. Oh, I didn't put one of those out here. If you're going to drink out of a tumbler, make sure it's a stainless steel or a glass tumbler. So definitely ditch the plastic. That is the first thing of getting your kitchen healthy, is ditching the plastic. So those are glass bowls. And then some of the other containers I use I do a lot of meal prepping, and I have a meal prepping show. If you want to learn how to
scrolling across the bottom of the screen just to put a plug in there for it.
Yeah, Good Vibes Meal Prepping. And so I teach people how to eat healthy, turn common things that we like to eat into healthier versions. So you don't have autoimmune symptoms, diabetes, just most health symptoms, headaches, fatigue, that kind of thing. When we change our diet, it changes so much for us. But these are little glass containers. I use these for lunch items so often. Does have a plastic lid, but again, I don't ever heat anything up with this. It's just to close it up. Much better. This is much better than saran wrap. So, so just a little glass container. These are fabulous. I bought these on Amazon. I think there was a group of 10 of them. I don't remember how much they were. $30, but
that's not bad for 10 of them.
I know, I've had these for such a long time, and I absolutely love them. They come with different colors. You can get a gray top, a white top, or this pretty blue top. But as you see, it kind of matches my kitchen. So of course that's the color that I got, but you don't have to have that color. So that's,
and for those watching, if you check out the description of the videos for tonight's episode, the products are sitting there with the links next to them. So if you're wondering, oh, where's that glass bowl? What was it called? And it's all listed in the description below. So just click the links. And
I think we put 3 or 4 things in there. I might show them a few more than that.
I know we did those glass meal prepping dishes, and the glass bowls are there, and that item you have in your hand, I think, is also there as well.
I love this container. So this is just a glass container, a cylinder. I don't even know. It has a little spoon on here, and this spoon is bamboo, and the lid is bamboo. Now, the lid and the spoon cannot go in the dishwasher. They will kind of get warpy. I learned that the hard way with too much heat. But what I love about these is these have this little silicone bottom. But look,
it comes off to clean.
It comes off. So I just toss this in the dishwasher, and voila. So what do I do with this little container? I make chia pudding in it. I put yogurt in here. I put leftover spaghetti squash and eat that right out of the jar. Oftentimes, you guys, I'll be honest, the spoon is cute. I don't usually always use the spoon, but I can put a little salad in here, a side salad for the next day, and just grab it out. So it's great for leftovers. These jars are actually really super versatile, but I love how easy they are for cleaning. And
I love that the bottom comes off for those for cleaning.
Yeah, the bottom comes off of these. So that one's kind of fun. What else do I have over here?
That one's on the list too. I think you said it came in a set of 3.
I don't know if I put this on the list. Did I
No.
put this on the list? Okay. This is one of my new favorite things. So because I meal prep, I'm always looking for I love containers. You guys forget clothes shopping, put me in a kitchen store, and oh boy. And so
we had a whole conversation last night about clothes shopping.
That is true. And so what I love about this is a soup container.
For freezing?
For freezing. So when you make
silicone?
You always have extra, and this is silicone, so it doesn't have all that plastic stuff in it, right? This lid literally just peels off.
That's
so cool. Super easy. It has like a hard frame right here, so it doesn't bend, right? And then you can fill it up with soup. Now, in here, it has a 4-ounce mark, which I don't know what you'd ever do with 4 ounces of a liquid, but 8 ounces is 1 cup. So one of these is a cup of soup. 2 of them is a bowl of soup. So this is a bowl for me, a bowl for Sam, right?
That's awesome.
But here's how cool this is. Say I just wanted a cup of soup with my lunch. So I'm going to have a soup and salad. You literally can poke out one, and the
others awesome. I love that.
The others stay in.
I got to get me
how
some
cool
of those.
Is that?
That is awesome. I got to get me one of those.
So I'll give you.
I will find other uses besides soup for that.
So I do put spaghetti sauce in here, frozen spaghetti squash.
Oh, that would be a good idea too.
Spaghetti sauce. I put. I'm just thinking soup and sauce is the 2 things. I have put gravy in one of them and froze the gravy. And so that was kind of cool too. So anything that you would freeze, that's kind of
liquid. They come in different sizes?
I do think they come in different sizes. But what I like
the smaller ones, you could do things like mashed bananas. Because one of the things that I like to do when I go to the supermarket and I see the older bananas there, they're perfect for banana loaf, for banana bread, for banana muffins, and those sorts of things as well.
I'm sure they have different sizes. This one is like.
Yeah, and then I mash up 2 bananas together with a couple of drops of vanilla essence. But right now I put them in baggies and put them in the freezer. But if I had containers like that, where I could put 2 bananas into each block, that would be
probably
so much
do that with that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is stainless steel, you guys.
I love stainless steel.
You need to start switching over your products into a lot more stainless steel. So this is actually like for salad dressings or for little things that you want to store, and it has a silicone lid. So these are kind of nice. So you want to start switching things over to stainless steel or glass so you don't have those plastics. So that's just a reminder, whether it's a cup or a container, they make all kinds of fun little stainless steel things these days.
I actually have a set of those. That little one. There's 4 sizes in the set that comes with it, and each one comes with its own silicone lid. And I find it great because one of the things that Zeffie likes is her pup cup. But I don't always go out and purchase, when I don't always go out and get coffee and stuff for a pup cup when they give them out free. So I use one of those stainless steel bowls, and that's hers for her pup cups.
There you go. So the other thing you want to get rid of in your kitchen is Teflon.
Yes.
So Teflon flakes, it peels, it cracks. We've all had the scratches on the bottom of our Teflon pans. Teflon was a big thing, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. There's still a lot of Teflon pans sold because they're cheap. But what's happening is you are ingesting all of that stuff that was in your pan, gets into your body, and it goes to our brain. So here's the thing. When we have toxins in our brain, we get brain fog, we get diarrhea, we get constipation, these IBS things. We get more brain fog. We forget that we put our keys in the refrigerator when we were grabbing something to drink. Seriously, brain fog is a big thing. And so
and then you put on there things like chemo brain and widow's brain, and that's just even worse. And
then your joints start hurting and you get pain. And so it's super important that we don't put extra heavy metals or toxins into our body because it will wreak havoc. A lot of people will be like, oh, I have teeth pain and I have headaches. Oftentimes that's from chemicals and from toxins. So we want to eliminate as many of those as we can. And Teflon is a big no-no. The other pan that's a big no-no and they're cheap. So this is why a lot of people buy them, or inexpensive. I'm just going with the word cheap. They're cheap. They're cheap for your health, and they're cheap on the shelf. So, and we shouldn't like shortchange our health because of a few extra dollars, right? And so aluminum pans and aluminum foil. I actually have some aluminum foil in here. I think, yeah, I have some left because I've used this for demonstrations. You will never see me use aluminum foil in my house because aluminum, again, is a metal that leaches into your food and will make you sick.
Yeah, we don't want that.
So I never, ever, ever use aluminum foil. This is my demo roll. You guys, this is literally a demo roll. I bought this so I could.
And I'm just thinking of the big Costco box of aluminum foil I have sitting in my pantry.
This is my favorite, parchment paper.
I love parchment paper.
This is toxin free. You can easily use this on baking sheets. It's super easy cleaning. If you do need to cover something in the oven, you can literally put this on top of your food and not worry about it leaching into your food. This is the way to go. So, I feel like one of those do this, not that. You see these TikToks or wherever where the guy's in Costco and he's like, do this, not this. So that's really what this is. Do this, not this. So definitely parchment paper is one of my favorite things. And then what pots and pans should you use?
Well, I have stainless steel that have an aluminium core in them because aluminium is a great conductor of heat, but the stainless steel is wrapped around it so it protects it. And I've had that cookware for like 30 years.
Exactly. And that is just fine. Stainless steel is the way to go. Unfortunately, my stainless steel pan actually has some food in it over there. I have more. But two other things that you can use other than stainless steel is, this is my favorite because it actually does put some iron into your body, is cast iron
skillet.
And I'm laughing because cast iron will rust, right? Now this is kind of funny because if you can see, there's a little bit of rust on the bottom of my pan here because I put it away, we're wet. But what I love about this is my neighbor gave me this as a Christmas gift. And the reason she gave it to me is it has I don't know if you can see it on the screen. It's like a Day of the Dead, Marcus Delo market, whatever the holiday is. Can you see the pattern?
Oh, yeah, now we can. Now it's closer.
Yeah, so it's kind of pretty if you hung it up, but I don't hang it up. I use it. And so it got a little water on it, so I had a little rust. So always when you go to use your pans, just give them a quick wipe down in case they did have a little moisture in there. So give them a little wipe down and always spray these with some kind of like a coconut cooking oil or a little bit of olive oil spray to keep them nice and healthy. But these will last you a lifetime. My other one that I have, it's a little bit bigger, so they're heavy. But these are fabulous to cook in. And it does give you a little iron into our body.
And those you can take off the stovetop and put straight into the oven because they've got no plastic handles.
Absolutely. And look at this pan is used, you guys. Like
it's well loved.
It is so well loved. And so I do clean them, every once in a while I get them off and then it takes a little bit. But what's nice about this is ceramic coated. So the difference with ceramic coating versus the Teflon is the ceramic coating doesn't peel and chip. So you're not going to you still get that non-stick, but you're not getting that chunks and flakes of heavy metals and toxins into your body. So ceramic coating, stainless steel, or cast iron should be your choices of cooking. What else do I got? I got a couple other goodies.
A happy spoon. I want to see the happy spoon.
You want to see my happy spoon?
Yeah.
Can I stir my dinner real quick?
Sure.
I know, I'm the only one who hops on a podcast and says, "Can I stir my dinner real quick?" And Helen's like, "Of course you can." But that's what I do. I cook, you guys. I cook. Before I show you my happy spoon, I want to show you my collection.
Yes. Mason jars.
And I even have one bigger than this. So these are just mason jars, you guys. These are mason jars of all sizes. And you can get them in a gallon size. You can get them in these big half quart, half gallon, whatever these are. I don't even know. These are the quart size. So whatever is up from a quart. This is a pint. This is a half a pint. And this is just 4 tablespoons.
That's cute.
And so I
4
love
tablespoons. Isn't that like a quarter cup?
It's a quarter cup. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I love this size because like if you have a little leftover chopped onion or you have a little bit of whatever, they just snap in, they just go in and they'll go right into your fridge. But these are great for pantry stuff too. Like if you have some extra, like I have one of these that has, I don't use breadcrumbs. I use pork rinds instead because I don't eat gluten. So I have one of these that the box is kind of funky. So I just poured them into one of these, screwed the line on, the lid on, and I put a little label on it and it says pork rind crumbs on it,
Pork rind crumbs instead of big breadcrumbs.
Instead of breadcrumbs. Yeah.
Interesting. I haven't thought of that. That's a cool idea.
And then I have a couple bigger ones that have flour in them, the actual gallon size ones. And so they and they're pretty when you see all the things in them. And so I just put a little sticky on the top here. I use different flours. So I don't use traditional flour being a gluten-free household. So I use things like almond flour, cassava flour, tapioca flour. I don't know if you can hear Moose is chiming in on us. And so
Moose is disagreeing with you.
Moose is like, yes, I like those kind of flours too, because Mama will give me a bite of whatever she's making. And so some of those come in smaller bags. So instead of keeping them in, please stop. There's my happy spoon. Let me show you my happy spoon. and so these are great size to put those smaller bags of flour in as well. So the mason jars, you can put them in the freezer, you can put them in the refrigerator, you can heat things up in them, you can put these in a pressure cooker. I mean, you can put these in a dishwasher. These are like so versatile. You just don't drop them on the floor. That's they will break. They do break, and there's nothing, But
if you think about those that do preserves, they're putting hot sauces, hot jams, spreads, all of that sort of stuff into those containers, and then they put they seal them up and put them into the pressure cookers to help seal them for when they're doing all the preserves and stuff.
Exactly. So you can do preservatives in these. You can put soup in these. If you put these in the freezer, just make sure that you leave a little bit of a space because they will expand. And so just know that they'll expand if you put them in the freezer. But I used to put leftover soup in here, and now I use my little soup container instead because then I can get the exact measurements. So canning jars are fabulous. And like I said, I have these. I have a whole shelf that I have. Honestly, I'm looking at them. I have 2 shelves of these because I have the small ones and then I have the itty bitties and then I have the mediums and I have the large and I use these for everything. So
don't you also use them to prep salads as well? Because you were telling me about how you keep vegetables in them in the refrigerator.
So the nice thing is
longer.
If you prep a salad, let me tell you a couple uses for these. You got me going, Helen. So if you want to make a salad, you make sure to put your salad dressing on the bottom because you don't want whatever your salad is getting drenched in salad dressing. So even if it's just an oil and vinegar balsamic type thing, just put that on the bottom. Then you're going to add any kind of fruit, nuts, anything like that you're putting in your salads, chickpeas, if you're putting like a chickpea. Then you're going to, so that kind of stuff there. Then you're going to put your salad, if you're actually going to use lettuce or cabbage, then you're going to put that on top. And then the very last thing you'll put is your protein. So last week I made some an Italian jar salad. So on the bottom was some oil and vinegar that I put on the bottom with some oregano mixed in. Then I added some black olives, some artichoke hearts. I'm trying to remember what else I put in there. Artichoke hearts. I think I put some chopped red onion in there because I do like chopped red onion. So great and full of antioxidants. Then I put my romaine lettuce on top. And then I put some prosciutto on the top of that.
Oh, nice.
So it was really nice. So when I emptied it out, you just dump it. You can dump it into a bowl or you can get a fork and literally eat it out of the jar. Take it to work with you.
Your dressing's at the bottom.
Yeah, you just turn it over for a few minutes if you're going to eat it out of the jar.
Oh, okay.
All that dressing can just like go over. Don't use more than 1/4 of a cup of dressing. That's a lot. So I would say maybe 1/8 of a cup actually goes a long way. So that's a good rule of thumb, 1/8 of a cup of dressing.
I usually take like a little container because I dip my fork in it and then eat this. I basically eat my salads dry.
I do that too, unless it's one of these, honestly. The other thing that these are good for, I'm going to just pull one out of my fridge and I'll show you because I always have this. You know when you buy herbs and they go limp in your refrigerator? There's your solution is right here. So when this just happens to be some parsley, and you can see it's nice and fresh, and it's been in here since Saturday. So what's today? Tuesday, right?
Yep.
So normally this would be like a limp noodle. So you just put about half a jar of water, right? You chop off the ends of your herbs. Just do a little snip, and then you just stick them right in there, and then they stay nice and fresh. And it will do that with cilantro because cilantro dies really easy. You can do this with mint. You can do this with parsley. So super easy way to take care of your herbs. I just happen to know I had parsley in there because I bought way too much the other day. And
how long will that stay fresh in the fridge in that method?
Well, this is like brand new. So I'm going to say on parsley at least a week, if not longer.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Same with cilantro, usually a week to 10 days.
That'd be good for standing asparagus up in the fridge too.
Oh, yeah. I always do my asparagus as well. So I do asparagus. I do my veggies. I'm looking in here. Do I have anything else in here right now? Oh, yeah. Oh, here, I'll show you. These are also great, you guys, for grapes. When you get grapes, wash off your grapes. Or
so do them in the glass bowl with the vinegar and the baking soda thing.
Exactly. Rinse them off and put them in a mason jar. They will stay fresh twice as long.
Nice.
So your grapes don't get soggy like they get, Same with your blueberries, same with strawberries. They stay nice and fresh in mason jars. Berries are great in there. And then look at how cute this is. Do you know what this is?
That looks like yogurt with fresh berries in it.
It is. It's unsweetened yogurt. And this one happened to have coconut yogurt in it. A teaspoon of honey to give it some sweetness. And then I put some strawberries and blueberries. And I think there's a little bit of, let me peek. I think there might be some walnuts on top of this one. Yep. There's some walnuts in this one too.
So that'll be nice and crunchy, not salty.
I'll buy a big tub of coconut or the yogurt. And then I just line up 4 of these or 8 of these. And then I make these little parfaits because who will really want, first of all, this is so much nicer than eating out of a container, like one of those little plastic containers. And then you can add your berries. You can add some nuts. These will stay fresh in your refrigerator for about a week.
Nice.
So I usually put these together every week. I'm like, there you go. So fruit, berries for certain, asparagus, fresh herbs, yogurt. You can use it. Like I tell you, I use these for everything in my kitchen.
Guess what I'm buying next? I've got mason jars on my list.
And mason jars are really inexpensive, you guys. I would just say go to your Walmart, I could give you a link for them on Amazon. But really just go and see and feel them. And some stores you can buy them individually if you don't want to buy a lot of them. Or you just buy a small little case of them. They're super inexpensive, like $15 for a whole little case of them. So, and they'll last you for years. So it's not like you're investing in a lot of money. So, but mason jars are the bomb. My ones that I use the most are probably, well, I can't even say that. I use the quart size ones a lot. I use the pint size ones a lot. I definitely use, but I use these itty bitties more than I use this size. These are on Amazon Find, so I can give you a link for that one for those. But yeah, mason jars. And then last, let's talk about, I'm going to pull a couple things out of my kitchen.
Don't forget the happy spoon.
I got my happy spoon. I'm going to pull out a couple things. All right. Should pull these out first. Here we go. So one of the things that is great for your pans and for you without getting toxins in is bamboo or wooden spoons, right? So these won't scrape your pans and they won't be putting toxins into your body. And I'm like, I was looking to see if I have a stainless steel spoon. I don't. These are actually stainless steel tongs that I've been flipping my chicken with. So they have some sauce on them. But stainless steel tongs are great too. So you want to use like stainless steel or
Stainless
bamboo.
steel with silicone covers, are they okay too?
Silicone is fine. Like this is a silicone basting brush, so silicone is fine. Anything metal, like definitely metal. What you want to stay away from is plastic. So again, we don't want those plastics absorbing into our body. And they do. They go through our food. They go through everything, especially if they go from hot to cold, hot to cold. And then Helen wants to show you my happy spoon. Which I'm like,
It's only because you keep talking about your happy spoon and how you always use it.
I love my happy spoon. So this is a bamboo spoon that is naturally dyed. And they do come in different colors. And I think they come from Marrakesh or somewhere. I don't know. They're from somewhere. But I don't know. This spoon is my look how happy this spoon is.
I love the color. And you said naturally dyed, which means it has no toxins in it.
There's
so
no
the dye, if the dye leaches into your food, it's okay because it's natural.
Exactly. And so I absolutely love my happy spoon. So it matches my hair. It matches my cabinet. Like I love my happy spoon. So when I sign off on my cooking show, I'm always like, I hope you have a good week. Bye, everybody. And so I do use my happy spoon quite a bit. And I absolutely love my spoon. I would have used it to stir my dinner, but I wanted it to be clean for today's. And this was actually a gift from my husband for Christmas a couple years ago. And they make spatulas and other things like this as well. But the spoon is really, I do call it literally my happy spoon. So there you go.
But it's a good size spoon for stirring stuff too. So
it really is. And it's not too deep and it's just such a nice size. And it feels good in your hand too. Like the bamboo feels good in your hand. So there you go. Ditch the plastic, use stainless steel, use bamboo, use silicone, use lots of mason jars, glass bowls. I think that's a pretty toxin-free kitchen.
Yeah, I love that you've got those different things. Now, here's a question for you.
Okay.
And I have some of the stoneware, but if you're talking baking sheets,
stoneware is fabulous.
Yeah, I love stoneware.
I should have brought a piece out. They're in the bottom drawer over there. So yes, stoneware. I thank you, Helen, for the reminder. Stoneware, you guys, is fabulous to use. So whether you buy it from the brand that a lot of us have bought, let's face it, we've all been to a Pampered Chef party. Right?
That's all the stoneware I have. I even have a little one that fits perfectly inside my Pampered Chef air fryer.
Yeah, they make them in all different sizes and shapes, and
loaf pans and then loaf pans. I
have a cupcake pan. I have big ones, small ones, square ones.
I have the round pizza stone before they put handles on them.
And then I have my big round circular one that I've had for years. You guys have had it probably 25 years. It's black because the more you use them, the more seasoned they get. So it's actually a dark black. And my son's like, Mom, my baking stone's starting to match yours, because he's had it for 10 years. And he's like, I'm so excited because they grew up with them. Like my kids grew up with me having them. So stoneware is definitely, thank you for bringing that up. That stoneware is definitely safe to use, toxic free. And you don't even use soap on them, you guys, so you don't have to worry about that toxin. You literally scrape them off and
rinse them under the tap, and they even come with a little silicone scraper that you can scrape the food stuff off and run it under the tap and just let them air dry.
They clean up so easy and so fast, and so definitely recommended.
And you want them to build up the cooking stuff on there because it helps with the non-stick ability of it.
Yep.
So it's seasoning the stones.
It's seasoning the stone. And so that's why mine's black after 25 years. It's like this dark brownish black color, my big one. And then I have some newer pieces that are like just the light tan that they come in. And eventually
I had to get a new 13 by 9 cooking tray one of their baking trays, because
Nice.
when I unpacked it, one of them was broken. And it was a very well seasoned one as well. So I was a little heartbroken about that.
I
But
had a rectangle seasoned one that I had for, like I said, probably 25 years, and it broke when I moved. And I was like, oh no, but that's okay. That's all right.
fortunately, I knew somebody who could get one very quickly for me.
And
I sent her a picture and she says, well, how long ago did you buy it? I says, oh, about 10 years ago. No, it's got to be more than that, because I bought it when we were back in Virginia. So probably about 15 years ago.
Yeah, they last for a long time, you guys.
They
And
do.
what's nice is when you do use a baking stone in your oven, even if you're not cooking on it, you can put a baking stone in your oven and it will help distribute the heat evenly in your oven. So that's why it's great for cookies. It's great for baking, because everything will be uniform, which is really kind of nice. So because that heat is distributed evenly. So there's a plug for that company. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm sure y'all know somebody with them, and you can buy them in the store as well. But honestly, Pampered Chef is known for their baking stones.
Yeah, and supporting small businesses, supporting the home business people too. And that's why if I can get it from somebody who sells it rather than a big store, then I would rather do it that way as well, because then I'm supporting a small business.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then the other one is bakeware.
So bakeware, I recommend either the stoneware, glass. So like my loaf pans are glass.
What about
my
muffin trays?
I have a muffin tray that's silicone. I have a new donut pan. Oh, and I just got it today, and it's actually ceramic coated.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, to make donuts. And my donuts are gluten-free. If everybody's like, wait, you're gluten-free, how do you eat donuts? I make gluten-free donuts, and they taste delicious. And so that was my treat this week in my kitchen journey. I'm always buying something for the kitchen. So, but you can buy silicone molds too that can go in the oven. So silicone, just stay away from the aluminum, you guys, when you're baking, especially. Because that will leach into your food, just like aluminum in the deodorant. You don't want aluminum in your deodorant. You don't want aluminum in your mouth. So hence why we don't use aluminum foil. I know you guys are like, what? No aluminum foil? So no aluminum foil.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of, so here's another question for you then.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to aluminum foil, you've got all these people that will like wrap potatoes and put them on the grill to do the baked potato thing, although it's not really a baked potato because you're steaming it inside the aluminum foil. So what else could they use for that sort of thing? When they wrap up the corn and like when I was a girl guide, we went camping and stuff, and we would wrap stuff in aluminum foil and put it into the ashes of the fire to cook.
Into the ashes.
And my favorite one was the banana. Yeah, my favorite one, and you're gonna love. I loved this one. You take a banana, you split it across the inside of the curve, and then you stuff it with squares of chocolate, and then you wrap the whole thing in foil and stick it in the ashes of the fire, and the chocolate melts inside and the banana gets all squishy, and then you just peel off that piece inside the curve, and you've got this beautiful
I don't know a substitute to wrap bananas in, but
But I just suddenly thought of me when you said foil, and I thought, hang on, when people are out grilling or they're using open fires,
when you're grilling, there's a lot of baskets attachments now that you can add into your pan. You can actually just take the baked potato, rub it with a little bit of water and some sea salt or Himalayan salt, and put those that most grills have a top rack anymore.
Yep.
So you can put them right on the rack. They really don't need aluminum foil, just pierce them. And then, like I said, get them wet. You can put a little bit of olive oil on them if you want to, add a little bit of sea salt, and put them right on that rack. They do not need to be wrapped in aluminum foil. So it's just something that we honestly think that we need to do, that it's just a tradition and something that's been passed down. But the more that they're learning about aluminum in our bodies, it causes cancer. It's carcinogenic. A lot of people have breast cancer. You're rubbing your pits with. I
never even thought of that.
Yeah. A lot of people with breast cancer, one of the first things they'll say is don't use aluminum in your deodorant because it gets into your lymph nodes and can cause cancer. So, we really need to be careful. And here's the thing, you guys, we're not told about these things. These are things that you learn from people like me or other practitioners. that of what is really harmful. Because let me tell you, the government's not out there going, hey, don't use aluminum, deodorant without aluminum, because guess what? You might get cancer. These companies don't want to be sued.
Yeah.
Right. But environmental toxins are one of the things that make us the most sick. So, and as you guys know, I'm still a component of going to the doctor. If, there's something wrong, go to the emergency room. I had a client today who said, hey, my ankles are swollen and my left arm feels kind of funny. What do you think is going on? Because that doesn't seem like a heart attack to me. I said, you go to the ER and you make sure that you are okay. Because those are signs of a heart attack. Right. So I'm not that holistic person that doesn't believe in doctors, that doesn't believe in emergency medical care, that doesn't believe that we get major infections, that you need an IV or, a shot of something or whatever. I'm just practical about what can I do to prevent me from being ill, prevent me from having Alzheimer's, prevent me from having dementia, diabetics, anything like that. We just shouldn't have extra chemicals in our bodies. And, and we can't control what's outside of our homes, but we get to control what's inside of our homes. So I did not go out and buy all new things all at one time. This has taken me years to acquire the things that I do. And yes, I bought a new donut pan today because I like donuts. And on Sunday, I'm going to teach on my meal prepping how to make donuts. And so I was like, oh, I should get a new pan. And so I ordered a new pan.
So if you want to know how to make donuts on Sunday, go to the link that's scrolling across goodvibesmealprepping.com, sign up, and you'll get the menu and the shopping list. And then on Sunday, you'll be able to get online with Nicole and learn how to make donuts gluten-free.
And I will teach you how to, they're called Morning Glory donuts. And they even have like a maple sugar on top, which is actually good for you. So there are sweet things that you can eat that are actually great for you. And, that's some of the things that you don't have to give everything up. Like I teach you how to make candied bacon, for Pete's sakes. It's like bacon on crack. It's so good.
And if you were on our show in December, you taught us how to do candied pecans for the chai tea.
Right. I did.
Party mix thing that you did.
I did. Candied bacon is one of my favorite things. I don't make it very often. But
I don't know if I've ever had candied bacon.
Oh my gosh. It is like, it is, I can't even describe it.
I don't think I have.
Well, next time you come out to California, I will make you some candied bacon and you will absolutely
I'm going to put bacon on my shopping list.
If you buy bacon, make sure to get uncured bacon, you guys.
So I always get uncured bacon.
It's not laced with sugar.
Yeah. I've learned to read labels.
Yes, Helen has definitely learned how to read labels.
And what surprised me is that I always keep packages of like flaky pastry in the freezer because I like making bacon and egg pies. It's a tradition in New Zealand, and you just get out the pastry and you put it in the pie dish. You layer it with raw bacon because it cooks while it's in the oven, and then you can either break the eggs into the thing and then put the top on it, or you can whisk the eggs up. So either way you can do it. And I had it out the other day, and I thought, I'm going to do something different with this. And so I just basically trimmed it down and made 9 pieces out of it and stuck it in the oven to cook. And so it all puffed up, and because I don't like wasting food. And I just made these little snack things with them, and I put savory insides in some of them and split open other ones and put sweet stuff in there. And but then I was reading the packet of it, and it had that bioengineered food thing on the back of it. And I was like, not another company like the other one.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy that Helen had a label of bioengineered food, and we clicked on it to see, because it said, if you want more information, click here. So I went to the website where we were on I think we were on a Zoom call, or I don't know if we were a phone call or Zoom call, but I click on it, and then it just gives a definition of, it doesn't tell you what it is. It just gave you a definition.
It doesn't tell you which ingredients. It just tells you basically what bioengineered food is.
Exactly. So it was really deceiving. Like they were doing you a favor of telling you what it was, but they really weren't. And it was General Mills. It was a big company.
Was it askgeneralmills.com?
Askgeneralmills.com.
Ask.generalmills.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it definitely gave us like the most generic answer and not really what was going on with it.
But
So
see, the first package I showed you, that package with the monkey bread, when I showed you, it had it in big, bold white letters across it underneath the ingredients. But this package didn't. It was in the same size font and not bolded underneath the ingredients. So it was like tucked in there. It wasn't bold like it was on the other brand.
there's
And I was
so
just
many
like, isn't that
there's
interesting?
just so many hidden ingredients in our food that aren't necessarily good for us. And we just really need to make sure that we're not eating heavy metals and that we're not eating, like if you don't get real Parmesan cheese, like you want to make sure if you're buying Parmesan cheese that you're getting like real Parmesan cheese. That should be the only ingredient, because when they mix it with other things, then you get wood chips in it, right? Like you don't want to eat wood chips, and
Sawdust.
you don't want to eat dust, and you don't want to eat aluminum.
Certain jars of grated Parmesan cheese come with sawdust in there to stop it clumping.
Yeah, exactly.
And but it's written as cellulose fibers or something.
Yeah, cellulose fiber.
Yeah.
And so cellulose. So when you see cellulose, you guys, that is wood chips or wood dust. And so I don't know what in God's name they think that's healthy for us, but I don't think any of our yeah, that's some crazy fiber. I don't know any of our ancestors, even the cavemen, I don't think like, oh, let me eat some sawdust.
But they used to use twigs to brush their teeth.
Yeah.
They would get them and they would scrape off the bark of them, and the exposed wood they would actually use as like the early toothbrushes.
They used antlers too to clean off their teeth. That is,
well, in countries where they don't have animals that have antlers, they use branches. I think that was birch. Birch, I think it was the favorite one.
Yeah, but they still weren't like, here, let me put some sawdust in my mouth. Let me eat some sawdust. And why do I get that Grease song? Oh my gosh, I'm showing my age. Everybody has seen Grease though, even young people, right? Like young people have seen the movie Grease. If they
I love Grease. It's one of my favorite movies.
The movie Grease, then go ahead and watch it because it's such a great show. But in there, she's like, brush up, brush up, brush up, brush up, brush up.
The squirrel. The squirrel?
I don't know what it was, but that was the song. And I'm thinking, as you're doing this thing with the twigs, I'm thinking, brush up, brush up, brush up.
And if I remember correctly, it was for a commercial for toothpaste. Ipana toothpaste.
Something like that. Oh my gosh. But it's in the movie. And it just makes me laugh because it's like, that's the vision, the things that go on in our heads, you guys.
That's one of the musicals that's on my musical movie list to do when I do my musical movie fest.
There you go. Well, Grease is a good one. Definitely, I'll be watching that week. So, well, there you go. I think I've given you a lot of good advice. I'm like looking in my kitchen. Same thing with knives. Make sure that you're not doing that. I had to turn that down all the way. My dinner's done. You want to see what it looks like? I'll show you.
Sure. I know it has turmeric in it.
It does. It's so pretty.
It's chicken with some turmeric and other good looking.
Can you see?
Look how good that looks. Yeah.
So, and it smells.
Moose is ready for it. I see Moose's head came up over the top of the counter.
Moose is like, wait, what is that? That smells pretty good, Mom. So when Sam comes home.
Moose.
Yep, there's Moose. And so when Sam comes home, his dinner will be ready and he will be a happy husband.
Well, all I can say is thank you so much for tonight's education on what we can use to help us prepare and store our food in a safe way so that we're not putting toxins in our system. And it's not something that you have to go out and do immediately and like completely replace everything. It's something that you can just do gradually. Like I need some containers in the pantry to put my bags of flour and coconut sugar and all that good stuff in there. And I'm working on some recipe. I've got some really cool, like I love making banana cake, but I need to make it gluten-free and I need to not use all that sugar in it. So I'm going to be experimenting and I need to get a silicone
red pan.
No, I'm talking cake. So I need the cake thingy one.
Oh, a cake pan.
Yeah, the cake pans. So I need to get the silicone ones of those. And then I need to work on the recipe to figure out what can I substitute with either cassava flour or almond flour or tapioca flour. And then I've got the coconut sugar to go in there as that. But Yeah, I love.
If you guys ever want recipes, like if you have a favorite meal or favorite something and you want to turn it into something healthy, shoot me an email over at Nicole at Help You Get Healthy. I'll see what I can do for you.
Excellent. We'll have a conversation about my banana cakes and my banana breads and my banana muffins. Or the trick with freezing the bananas, the trick with freezing the banana, you mash up 2 bananas together, because most recipes, if it's banana bread, banana cakes, banana muffins, call for 2 mashed bananas. So you mash 2 together, you put a couple of drops of vanilla essence in there with it, and then we were putting them in the baggies and putting them so they were airtight, sucking all the air out and just having them flat. But now I've got to use those soup thingy-mabobs that you've got.
Oh, there. Wait. So we didn't talk about baggies. We didn't.
Well, I've now got to find. I'm getting more some of those soup.
Let me grab it real quick. Hang on. I'm gonna be like one of those commercials. I'm telling you.
Well, now I've got to get a container that's. Oh yeah, I can use my silicone bags. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Use this, not this.
Yes. The silicone ones that are in her right hand. Those are amazing. And they clean up really, really easily.
They do. And so again,
I could do my bananas in
those. There's a little bit of investment. There's a little bit of investment when you first purchase them.
But they're reusable.
They're reusable. And so you spend $10 for however many, or $12. And then, I mean, my husband was like, you spend how much on silicone bags? I'm like, how much do you think? These are actually his. I'm laughing because they really are. So he uses these for some things with his work. And so I'm like, well, how much was this? And he's like, $4 or $3. I'm like, right. And I said, and you use how many bags? And he's like, well, there's a bunch of them in there. There was 15. I said, yeah, and they all get thrown away, and it's just plastic waste, and these go into our rivers and our oceans.
How many times a year does he buy a box?
Right. And how many boxes do you buy? But these, you invest at the beginning, and they're nice, and they're silicone. They wash up really easy. You can put them in the dishwasher. You can freeze in these. You can do whatever. This one has a little pleat at bottom, which I like. And so these are another great find. When you said baggies, it made me think of this. So you could actually,
I could put my bananas in those.
You could keep your bananas in here as well. And I have smaller ones too.
Yeah,
but
they come with this. There's a selection of. I think the one I got was, I think 20 bags, and there was like 4 different sizes in there. Like there's down to the little snack size, then there's the quart size, and there was the gallon size, and there's another size.
So these are fabulous as well. So there's your last like fun, non-toxic thing to use in your kitchen. Because Helen said baggies, it just went, oh yeah.
Because my mum taught me that method of freezing the bananas, and then when you go to make your banana cake, loaf, or muffins, you take the baggie out, you let it defrost, and then you get the most moist, yummy, flavorful banana bread, banana pancake, banana bread, banana muffins, or banana cake from using frozen defrosted bananas with a couple of drops of vanilla essence in there. And but I'm making mine gluten-free, and I'm going to replace the sugar with coconut sugar.
So let me give you a quick recipe before we say goodbye.
Okay.
So you like bananas?
I love bananas.
So take a banana, or 2 or 4, but probably 2, and just slice it up real quick. Bananas are super easy to slice, you guys. If you haven't ever sliced a banana, that's how it goes. And then
with the sound effect.
Right, you need the sound effect. That's how it works. And then get yourself some good baking chocolate. Hue brand, HU is a great brand, Hue baking gems. And you can melt those. I usually do them in a pan, but you can certainly, if you wanted to, do them in the microwave. I just limit my microwave use. Melt your chocolate, right? You're going to dip your banana in the banana pieces in chocolate and just put them on a little plate, right? And then you're going to stick those in the freezer. So while that chocolate is hardening, which doesn't take very long, on your bananas, you want them nice and cold. I like to get them frozen, but even if they're just cold, it's fine. On your stovetop, you can make coconut, you can make caramel out of coconut sugar and coconut milk. And you literally just mix those together on the stove, and you mix it down, and it will turn caramel. and then you let your caramel cool a little bit. I usually put my caramel actually in this size jar, and I have a recipe for the caramel. And then when you're ready to serve your frozen bananas, because the frozen bananas with chocolate are fabulous as it is, but you can put a little dollop of your homemade caramel on there, which takes, you guys, it takes 5 to 10 minutes to make this. It's so easy. And then just let your caramel cool. And then you put a little dab of caramel on there and sprinkle it with some like toasted coconut. And it tastes like Samoy cookies, Girl Scout cookies.
Yum. I'm not sure if the banana slices dipped in chocolate will make it to the freezer, though.
Well, they don't have to. But that's why you chop 2 or 4, because then you know there's a good chance of them getting in there. And then during the week, so when I have a sweet tooth after dinner and I don't want to eat a little, if I eat 4 of those banana pieces and I put a little bit of caramel on them and drizzle them with some coconut on top of it, so I have coconut and caramel and chocolate and bananas. It is like freaking amazing. And there's nothing unhealthy about it.
Yeah.
So in my world, I eat candy bacon and crazy bananas, and they're healthy. So
and you can learn this and more with going to the Good Vibes meal prepping and joining Nicole on Sundays to prep your meals for the week.
And it's inexpensive, you guys. I'm going to be honest. It's pretty inexpensive. You get me live for 2 hours at once a week. We record the videos. If you can't come on live, I give you at least 4 dinner recipes, 2 lunch recipes, 2 breakfast recipes, and at least 1 dinner or dessert or snack every single week. I give you the recipes. I give you the menu. I give you the recipes. I give you a shopping list. And I'll teach you how to meal prep in 2 hours. So during the week, like we were on the call, my dinner was done in less than 30 minutes. I heated up some green beans, which I should probably turn those off. And so I heated up some green beans, which took 15, 20 minutes. I heated up, like a nice Indian dish, so of the chicken tikka masala. So when Sam comes home, and I actually already have some cauliflower rice in the refrigerator. So
nice.
I'll heat that up real fast.
I love cauliflower rice.
And dinner will be done. And it literally took me 15, 20 minutes. And
I love making pizza bases out of cauliflower rice.
There you go. And so you can certainly eat super healthy in 30 minutes or less a night and not have the stress of what's for dinner.
Yay. Well, Nicole, thank you again so much for coming on the show. You know how much we absolutely love having you come in. And we've done another hour again tonight.
We always do an hour show. You can count on the second Tuesday of every month. You're going to get an hour show from us.
Absolutely. And all the ideas, I got to get me some of that silicone soup thingy-mabobs. I'm still going to do my bananas in those. But those silicone bags will go in your freezer. They will go in the refrigerator.
I think I just found a sensory tool. For those of us who have a little ADHD in us or need a sensory tool, this is just one of those baking brushes. And I'm just sitting here playing it with my thumb. I'm like, oh, this is so relaxing.
Those silicone brushes are awesome. And they're super easy to clean.
There you go. You don't need to buy those little popper things or whatever. You just get one of these brushes and just rub it in your thumb, and you can just take a little.
I've just been playing with my mini slinky.
See? And now I know I can just use a little basting brush.
But the silicone basting brushes are awesome because they clean up so easy. And yes, I have used natural ones with wooden handles, but then they've had the metal band around them like a paintbrush.
And they get all yucky. These are one piece. So.
Yeah, and that's one thing I like about the silicone ones. They're one piece, and they clean super, super easy. When you get the real bristle ones, I had a really hard time keeping those clean and keeping the rust off the metal. So when I discovered the silicone ones of these brushes, that was it for me. But thank you so much. I already have some of the stuff in my kitchen anyway, but I've now got more stuff that I can put on my list. And as time goes by, I can just add to it and add stuff to my.
Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to be back on next month, and we'll come up with a great topic to help you keep healthy.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Nicole, for coming in, and thank you for tonight's demonstration of how we can detoxify our kitchen as far as cookware goes, eating utensils, things like that as well. And we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. And remember, if you want to learn how to meal prep, go to goodvibesmealprepping.com, and Nicole will be on live with you on Sunday for that. So everybody have a super fantastic sparkling evening. He konera.